Hello everyone, welcome back. Guys, this is probably going to be our last video in the series of electronic data interchange for 837, which is for claims. In our previous videos, we saw the service line information like the procedure amount, modifiers, what are diagnosis pointers, and what is national drug code, and also what is the other subscriber and other payer. In today's video, I'm going to take you through the payment information. So basically, when the claim is sent to the secondary insurance, we also have to report what primary has paid or what the primary's adjustments are. And by adjustments, I will explain you what exactly it means in detail. So let's jump right into it. So this is loop 2430. And loop 2430 contains all the payment information from the primary when sending this claim to the secondary insurance. The name of the segment is SVD. First element of the SVD segment contains other payer primary identifier. That means whoever has adjudicated this claim, the primary payer's payer ID goes in the first element of SVD segment. The second element of the SVD segment is the actual paid amount. So how much has primary paid on this? In this case, it is $55. SVD3 is again a composite element and it basically contains the procedure code. So this HC is qualifier for HCPCS codes and this is the actual procedure code 84550. And if there are any modifiers along with this, then they will be separated by colon and then whatever modifier is there, maybe LT. Fifth element of the SVD segment contains the units paid. So how many units were billed is in SV segment and how many units are paid are in SVD segment, fifth element. Let's move ahead. This is the paid amount for the procedure code. Now this year in CAS segment are all the group codes, reason codes. These are known as claim adjustment reason codes. And this first element here, so claim adjustment reason code is made up of two parts. One is the group code and one is the reason code. So PR in this case is the group code and one is the reason code. PR means patient responsibility and one means deductible, and this is the actual amount, $7.93. So this is how the CAS segment looks, and this is the payment date in the DDP segment with qualifier 573. Now guys, let me show you how this payment information actually looks on a claim file. So this is our SVD segment here. This is all the payment information. So let me explain you what this means. Now see 99214, how much was billed? $100. So this SVD segment shows that payer has paid $55 for 99214. Two units have been paid and two units were billed. So they are paid for all the units and the paid amount is 55. What about the remaining $45? So here the PR with code 1, which means deductible. So maybe this patient had some deductible pending that he has to pay. So that deductible was adjusted towards this claim, towards this service line. So $5 is patient's responsibility. So this has to be recovered from the patient. CAS segment, again this is a repetition because one CAS segment can contain only one group code. So if the group code changes, the CAS segment will repeat. So in this case, this is CO, which is called as contractual obligation. Again, remember this is a group code. and 45 is a code which means that the amount billed exceeds the contractual obligation. What that means is that each and every provider has a contract with the payer, and as per that contract, for this procedure code 99214, the contractual amount is $55, and hence this sorry, it is $60 actually, because 5 is patient's responsibility, so it is $60, and this $40 is something that the payer has adjusted, which provider will need to waive off. This cannot be recovered from the patient, because the contract says that for this 99214 procedure code, the contractual amount is 60, remaining has to be adjusted. Okay, now let me take you through some very common codes that are used. So here it is. Alright, so guys, if you want to see different reason codes and group codes, you can visit this website x12.org, and this has all the important codes like the claim adjustment reason codes, remittance advice remark codes. I'll take you through all that codes, but today we'll only look into the claim adjustment reason codes. So as I told you, claim adjustment reason codes is made up of two parts. One is the group code, so these are the group codes, and one is the and these are all the reason codes. There are a lot of reason codes. I'll take you through some very popular ones. So CO means contractual obligation. Okay, so this is as per the signed contract. Okay, so this the provider is contractually obligated. So whatever code comes up with this CO and with this reason code, we'll see the combination of those reason codes, what all can go with contractual obligation. Correction and reversals, this is no more valid. uh, this was only for the 4010 version. Now we are using 5010 version of 837, so this is no more valid. CR is no more valid. OA is for any other kind of adjustments. PI is for patient initiated reductions, and PR is for patient responsibility. Two most common codes that you would see on a secondary claim or on a remittance file are these two: CO, contractual obligation, and PR, patient responsibility. I'm not exaggerating, but in my experience, I've seen that 95% of the secondary claims or the remittance files will have this contractual obligation and patient responsibility group codes. Now let's look at the reason codes. Now, deductible amount. So if you see my video on the basics of US healthcare, I have explained there what a deductible amount is, what co-insurance is, and what co-payment is. These all three together, they are called patient responsibility. So in this example, we saw that our code was PR1 for $5. So PR1 means patient responsibility. Why? Because patient owes the deductible amount. If it says PR2, that means this is the co-insurance amount. So co-insurance amount is something, a percentage of uh, that amount, that the total billed amount that patient is responsible for. And copay amount, PR3, copay amount is like a flat fee, like maybe as per the plan, it's $5, $10 or whatever. That's a flat fee that the patient has to pay. So that is the co-payment amount. Now let's look at some of the codes that can go with contractual obligation, and the most common code, as I told you, is 45, which is this, and it means charge exceeds fee schedule or maximum allowable or contracted legislated fee arrangement. So as I told you, there is always an agreement between the provider and the payer, and there is a fee schedule as per which uh, they decide they're contracted for what procedures, uh, what is the amount that payer is going to pay. So anything that the provider bills above the contracted amount, that amount is adjusted with the code CO45. Okay. Uh, Similarly, let's look at some other amounts like CO. Let's look at 96. That's one of the famous ones. So if the payer doesn't cover any service, they will report it as CO96. It will say non-covered charges, or it can sometimes also be reported as PR96, because if it is non-covered charges, it can be it can be a patient's responsibility to pay that. So a lot of codes, guys. There's one for capitation as well. So basically, you just have to understand the meaning of the group codes, and I think it's pretty clear. If you understand this, and whatever the reason code is, you can find it here. There are a lot of them, but I've taken you through very popular ones, which is 1, 2, 3, 45, 96, 97. All right, so that's about the claim payment information. And with this, we come to the end of the EDI series. Guys, if you have any questions or any doubts, please drop a comment. And I'll soon be posting more videos on our on clinical sections in our other series that is going on parallelly with this series, which is clinical data. Until next time, you guys take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.